Okay, so right away it's the evening time, and from the same juncture onwards, today I would like to express my views over a couple of topics. Let me familiarize you with those a couple of topics. The very first topic is about fashion, and the very second topic is about the ghost story. And the ghost story would be completely imagination one, and that is not the unreal one. Nope, that would be the unreal one. And very firstly, you know what? The last day, a tragedy took place with me. As the thing is that, firstly, I used to make one of the videos, and thereafter, the light used to go away quite spontaneously. And within no time, I used to make another video, and thereafter, you know what? The moment while I was just adding those a couple of videos, so at the same juncture, I used to just firstly add the second video, thereafter I used to add the first video. And so due to that same sort of thing, the misconception used to take place. And very firstly, you know what, whatever I used to speak, that used to turn the meaningless, even the purposeless as well. And so due to that fact, I was feeling completely crestfallen, afflivo, and terribly despondent than ever. Moreover, I sunk in gloom. I was sinking in the abyss of frustration. Furthermore, you know what? I was pretty much alarmed. I was in a fix. I was quite much astonished, dumbfounded, and startled due to that same sort of fact. And in addition to it, sort of shivered on my spine. My heart skipped a beat. And furthermore, I just tried to come to terms with that catastrophe. I just tried my level best to just fight boldly against that same sort of hurdle and blockade and bottleneck which came for hindering the process of uploading video. And furthermore, I just tried my level best to just shrug off the eerie feeling which persisted but carried no eyes but to no avail. Furthermore, you know what, the last day, my phone that was completely running out of data. And so you know what, I was feeling completely different one. I was facing a dilemma. Furthermore, I was in trauma about how to upload the video. And so in the evening time, I used to upload the video, and that took over time. And in the finally morning, what I saw that left me dumbstruck, paler and aghast than ever. As firstly, the video that was already uploaded, and firstly, you know what, I used to watch out that there was no viewer of that video. So furthermore, I was completely disappointed and depressed due to that fact. But let it be. Okay, fashion. According to me, mostly 90% of the world, they just try their level best to just make themselves up so as to just enhance and intensify their confidence level, their self-esteem level up to a certain extent. Furthermore, according to me, that is pretty much good, as fashion that helps to mold the confidence, to mold the personality of one as well. But furthermore, the fact is that the school going children, they tries their level best to just catch up on the makeup, and furthermore it adversely affects the academic ambience, the academic atmosphere and environment as well. Furthermore, students, they just try their level best to just catch up on the fashion trends, the new fashion trends. Furthermore, they try their level best to just read the articles, read the magazines, to catch up on the magazines, for getting to know something new about the fashion, not fashion. I committed a planner as the tongue twister is to take place, so my bad for that one. Okay, very firstly, according to me, catching up on fashion, that is good, but that shouldn't adversely affect the academic environment. That's the fact. And furthermore, some people, they just brood over that having intoxicants. That is kind of like a fashion. According to me, that is pretty much obnoxious one, malicious and malignant one as well, and one shouldn't try to catch up on intoxicants on the regular basis, as not only it declines the image but also it adversely affects the health of one. And so according to me, for just leading a good life, for getting a good health, one shouldn't try to have the intoxicants. Furthermore, according to me, the fact is that one of the persons used to ask from another one about why he was having some of the intoxicants, and that same person used to relate this that it's under the new fashion. So The moment when I read about this one from the English language book of mine, so I was not on my normal self, really. I was feeling completely different. In one sense, I was feeling completely crestfallen, afflivo, and furthermore, I couldn't fathom. I was in a conflict and even in an imbroglio by reading about that same sort of thing. But let it be. Furthermore, according to me, if one wanna catch up on the fashion, so one should try the level best to just do about some other activities in one sense to catch up on some other sorts of activities which are quite much crucial and significant as well. One shouldn't try to delay some activities which are crucial and significant. And furthermore, the second topic that is about the ghost story. Quite earlier, I used to catch up on academics, and very firstly, I used to read one of the stories from the English language book of mine, and that story used to just make me feel quite much horrified and terrified inwardly. And furthermore, the fact is that I feel afraid of ghosts. And in addition to, I'm completely fond of watching out the horror TV serials, horror movies, and furthermore, horror, each and everything which is completely associated with and related to horror things. That's the fact. Okay, let it be. You know what? My younger sister, he can't catch up on sleep alone, as the fact is that he feels afraid of ghosts. And so every time he needs someone along with him so as to catch up on any activity. Even in the noon time, he feels afraid and so he can't go to the downstairs alone if each and every sibling is on the upstairs. That's the fact. But let it be. Very firstly, according to the story, I'm the protagonist. Okay, so let's get into the story firstly. Okay, so at once I was sitting in my room and I was all alone in my residence and habitual as my all of the siblings they used to go out of the station. They went for Ladakh as I just wanted to just roam over there. They just wanted to just catch up on the beauty of Ladakh. Furthermore, they just wanted to get to know about the environment, even about the nature as well. And so they used to go over there. Furthermore, I was completely bound with the work. I was completely bound with academics. As firstly, I just wanted to catch up on academics as I just wanted to take one of the competitive examinations. And since I couldn't skip that examination, so I couldn't go over there. That's the fact. And furthermore, earlier I used to relate this that I couldn't skip. And thereafter, I was about to say something else, but I used to seize over there. And furthermore, you know what? I was running out of words, and so I used to seize over there. Let it be. In addition to, the fact is that since I was all alone in my residence, so I used to feel afraid of the invisible things like ghosts. And furthermore, according to the science, ghosts they are not present among us. Furthermore, God, He too is not present among us. She too is not present among us. That's the fact. And according to me, you know what? The fact is that I can't claim this that the God is male. And according to me, according to the Hindu religion, the God is female too. That's the fact. But let it be. And very firstly, since I was all alone in my residence, so I used to just brood over and wonder at the coasters, and I didn't try to catch up on any TV serial, even any movie which used to contain the horrorful thing at all. And so furthermore, I just tried my level best to just catch up on some sleep as that was the night time. And so you know what? I couldn't catch up on some sleep as all time long I was just brooding over and musing at the ghosts, and since my brain that was in the active mode, and furthermore, since my brain that was working quite efficiently and effectively, so due to that same sort of thing, thoughts they were running in my mind completely, and so I couldn't catch up on sleep. As the fact is that if one just wanna catch up on some sleep, so the mind of one that should be completely block in one sense that should be completely free, stress free, tension free as well, and the words, even the thoughts, the phrases, the vocabulary that shouldn't take place in the mind of one, that's the fact. and in one sense the mind that should be deactivated one for catching up on some sleep, and the mind, the working of the mind, that should be 0% for catching up on academics. I'm going to say for catching up on some sleep, not catching up on some academics. Okay, let it be. And in addition to, the fact is that since my brain that was in the active mode, so I just tried my level best to just catch up on some sleep, but in vain, but to no avail. Furthermore, you know what? In the midnight, I saw something which was completely tragic one, terrible one, horrorful one, horrifying one, and terrifying one as well. Okay, you know what? What I saw that left me completely dumbstruck, and my entire body that was quivering all around. And furthermore, let me just give you a colorful count about what I saw. I saw completely that on my table there were some of my books. A couple of books of mine, they used to belong to English language. On the contrary, 3 books they used to belong to mathematics. On the contrary, 4 books used to belong to science. On the contrary, 5 books used to belong to physics. And they were just lying in the horizontal way and on the table of mine. Furthermore, they were quivering, they were shaking completely, and the table that too was shaking, and beside the books there was one of the yellow colored bottles of mine, and that used to contain water, and that too was quivering. And so, since that table was quite nigh to me, and so due to that fact, I was feeling completely afraid. And furthermore, I used to just raise my hand towards that table like this, and even I could see completely that my finger, my index finger, that was quivering like this. And furthermore, since my light, the light of my room that was off, I used to turn off that quite earlier. So I used to turn on that one, and I used to turn on that one quite swiftly and nimbly, as that was just beside my bed. I used to just turn on the table lamp, and thereafter I saw the scene completely. And firstly, I heard the voice of something quivering, and so I used to just turn on the light. And thereafter I saw the incident, the plight completely. And thereafter I tried my level best to just clutch the phone, but in vain, as the phone that was nowhere in sight. That was nowhere to be explored at all. And furthermore, at once I just got sight at the chair, and on the chair there was my phone. And so I used to take that one, but in vain, as the phone that was running out of data, furthermore, that was running out of battery as well. And so, firstly, I used to just look for the charger, but in vain, as my elder sister, she already took the charger as she wanted to charge her phone, and so she took away that one along with her up to the Ladakh, and so I couldn't call up anyone. Furthermore, at once I just tried my level best to just touch the table, but in vain, as firstly I was feeling completely afraid, and so due to that fact, I used to brush aside the thought of just touching the table which used to contain the books. And furthermore, by hook or by crook, I used to just convince myself for just going over there, for just touching the table, so as to get to know about the problem. I thought that there most probably there would be a phone that would be vibrating over there, and so I used to convince myself with that view and with that thought as well. But you know what? The moment while I was just about to go ahead, so at its same juncture, the curtain that used to fall down, and even you know what? The gate, that the main gate of that room where I was, that too used to quiver, and so with no time, I used to cry for help. Furthermore, I used to go out of my residence. Thereafter, I used to feel afraid of the burglary, of the theft. And so, for avoiding that one, for skipping that one completely, I tried my level best to just remain inside the residence as usual before. And furthermore, I just used to go to the upstairs. There, I used to roam and wander for overtime for a prolonged period of time and consistently. And furthermore, after roaming and wandering over there, I used to feel like pretty much awesome. And I used to convince myself for going to the downstairs, and I went into my residence at correct 3 a.m. and I used to just I used to settle myself, and furthermore I used to park myself on the bed, and there I used to just kill my time by just watching out, and even by just observing some of the objects quite keenly, thoroughly, and adequately. And furthermore, I thought that if there would be any ghost in my room, so I would be the one who would try the level best to just do any discovery regarding the hostess. And so thereafter, I used to brood over that I would be getting an award if I would be the one. Furthermore, I used to just brood over that I would become prominent and renowned one as well if I would be getting the award. And furthermore, my photos they would take place in a newspaper if I would be the one. And so I thought that, but if I would try to do any discovery, so before that, when I would be fainted on the floor, as I would be assured completely of the fact that ghosts are present among us. Ghosts are real. That's the fact. And so I thought that I would be no more. And thereafter, you know what? The daybreak used to take place. And within no time, I used to turn on the television, and quite briskly and promptly, I got to know that the earthquake used to take place the last night. And thereafter, I used to heave a sigh of relief, as I was completely assured of the fact that all those things used to take place due to the earthquake, not due to the presence of any soul, any ghost as well. And even thereafter, I used to come across the charger of my dad, as my dad used to forget his charger. My dad used to forget taking the charger along with him. And so with the help of the charger of my dad, I used to charge my phone. I used to connect the charger with the phone. And furthermore, my phone used to get charged completely. And thereafter, I used to call up my siblings. I used to give them a colorful account of the plight which used to take place last night with me. And that was a quite funny plight. Furthermore, I used to feel quite much humiliated and imbroglio and embarrassed on my act of feeling afraid of the ghostess. And furthermore, I thought that it happened completely due to watching out the horror films and horror movies, and I used to decide that henceforth I would not try my level best to just watch out any movie like this, and even any TV serial like this, the horror one. And furthermore, I used to just brood over that it's pretty much good that I'm safe. As firstly, you know what? Due to the earthquakes, according to me, lakhs of people, or even more than that, they loses their life every year. And furthermore, the roof that switches over to just fall down and even to drop on the people, and thereby people they die. And furthermore, according to me, lakhs of people they become homeless, they turn homeless due to earthquakes. And the government tries the level best to just help those people who become the victim of the earthquake. And in addition to, according to me, earthquake that takes place due to the air pollution and due to the climatic changes as well. And firstly, according to me, some factors they are under uncontrollable. And so according to me, on the contrary, some factors they are controllable, like air pollution. We should try to control air pollution up to a certain extent. And according to me, if one is using car, so she should try the level best to just take some of the people along with him or her for gonna somewhere, for gonna a certain distance, so that according to me the amount of air pollution that would decline. And according to me, if four people they wanna use their different vehicles, their different four vehicles, so instead of using four different vehicles, they should try the level best to use merely one. And firstly, on the bike or on any scooty, four people they are not allowed together, and so they should prefer car. That's the fact. And very firstly, if one wanna go up to a certain distance, and if that certain distance is the brief one, short one, so why shouldn't one try to walk for that distance or up to that distance? As according to me, walking that is pretty much good. As walking not only that helps to intensify the stamina, but also that helps for molding the personality, molding the character, furthermore molding the concentration as well. And even due to walking, one can become the physically fit one, emotionally fit one, psychologically fit one. and furthermore, according to me, one word become the pretty much good one in taking any decision logically as well. That's the fact. And even walking that improves the amount of quality speech, the amount of good speech as well. As according to me, walking that, firstly I've forgotten the reason behind that, but I read that one from my physics book, no, from my physical book, physical education book. And very firstly, according to me, walking that helps for developing, for growing purposes, for increasing height in one sense. And height, increasing height, it is kind of like my ambition and obsession. Okay, let it be. According to me, it's pretty good today.